There's a container garden setup that costs less than $10 and produces the same food as a $200 raised bed. Here's what it is. A raised bed setup costs money before you plant a single seed. The lumber alone for one 4x8 bed runs $60 to $80. Hardware cloth for the bottom, corner brackets, soil to fill it. By the time you're done, you've spent $200 on a bed that holds 32 square feet of growing space. That number stops a lot of people, and it's why most container gardening advice misses the point entirely. It assumes you're working with money you might not have. This video is about a different approach, one that costs almost nothing, works from the first season, and scales as far as your space allows. We're going to build a container garden out of plastic storage totes, the kind that costs $6 to $10 at any big box store, and I'm going to show you exactly how to make them produce real food. Not as a workaround, as a system. Before we get into it, drop a comment right now telling me what you're working with. Balcony, backyard, driveway? One word is fine. It helps me make better videos, and it takes 3 seconds. Let's start with why this works, because a lot of gardeners are skeptical, and the skepticism is fair. A plastic tote is not a raised bed. It doesn't look like one. It doesn't feel permanent in the way a wooden bed does. But permanence is not what produces food. Volume, drainage, and sunlight produce food, and a plastic tote, set up correctly, delivers all three. The key word is correctly. A tote straight out of the packaging is not a container garden. It's a bucket with a lid you don't need. Two things have to happen before any soil goes in, and skip either one of them and the whole setup fails before you plant a single seed. First, drainage. A tote with no drainage holes will waterlog your soil inside of a week. Roots need oxygen as much as they need water, and a tote that holds standing water at the bottom will rot a root system before the plant ever has a chance to produce. Drill holes, 8 to 12 of them, across the bottom of the tote, an inch from the edge, spaced evenly. This takes 5 minutes, and it's the single most important modification you'll make. If you don't have a drill, which many people don't, grab a hammer and a nail. Use the hammer to drive the nail through the bottom of the tote to make the holes. It doesn't have to be pretty. The plastic tote just needs holes to drain properly. Second, elevation. Those drainage holes need somewhere to drain too. Set the tote on bricks, pavers, or a simple wooden frame that lifts the base 2 to 3 inches off the ground. Air circulation at the bottom prevents the same waterlogging problem from building up underneath the tote itself, and it keeps the drainage holes from clogging with soil over time. That's it. 2 modifications. The tote is now a functional, growing container. Now the soil question, because this is where most people overspend. A 66-quart tote, a standard size, easy to find, needs roughly 2 cubic feet of growing mix to fill it properly. Bagged potting mix at that volume runs $12 to $15 per tote. If you're building 4 totes, that's $60 in soil before you've planted anything. Here's how to cut that cost roughly in half without sacrificing a single thing. Fill the bottom third of the tote with a lightweight filler that takes up volume but doesn't need to be productive soil. Crushed leaves work. Straw works. Empty plastic bottles with the caps on work. They take up space, they don't compact, and they reduce the amount of soil mix you need without reducing your actual root zone. Most crops root in the top 12 to 16 inches of a container anyway. The bottom third of a deep tote is largely wasted volume if it's full of expensive potting mix. Fill the top 2/3 with a quality container mix, one that includes perlite for drainage and has some compost content for nutrition. That's your root zone. That's where the plant actually lives. This approach brings your per-tote soil cost down to $7 to $9. Combined with the plastic tote itself, you're at $16 to $19 for a fully functional growing container. 4 of them, a serious small space garden, costs less than one traditional raised bed. Now, crop selection. And this is where most container gardeners either get it right or waste an entire season. Most people grab whatever seeds look good at the hardware or garden store and drop them into a tote without thinking about whether the plant was ever designed to live in that kind of space. Then they wonder why the yield is disappointing. The crops that don't grow well in plastic totes aren't bad crops, they just need horizontal root spread that a container can't give them. Melons, large pumpkins, sweet corn, leave those for ground beds. Everything else is mostly fair game, and some crops actually perform better in containers than they do in the ground because you control the soil quality completely. Tomatoes are the one that surprises people most. The assumption is that tomatoes need a lot of space. Indeterminate varieties do. They'll grow 8 feet tall and keep going until frost. But a determinate variety is a completely different plant. A bush early girl, a patio tomato, a tumbling tom, it reaches a fixed height, sets all its fruit on a predictable schedule, and fits a single tote perfectly. One plant, staked or caged, and it will produce through the summer without taking over your entire setup. Bush beans are your workhorse crop. No trellis, compact growth, and they go from seed to harvest in 50 to 60 days. 4 to 6 seeds per tote, direct sown. When one round finishes, pull it and sow another. You can run 3 rounds of bush beans through a single tote in the time it takes a tomato plant to finish its season. Greens are where a tote setup genuinely outperforms almost any other small space method. Lettuce, spinach, arugula, kale, planted densely, harvested by cutting outer leaves rather than pulling the whole plant, and reseeded as soon as one round bolts or finishes. One tote of cut-and-come-again greens, managed consistently, will put food on your table every week from early spring through fall. That's not an exaggeration. That's just what the crop does when you give it decent soil and keep replanting it. Peppers are the low-maintenance anchor of the whole setup. Plant them once, water them consistently, and they produce from midsummer through the first frost with almost no intervention. One tote of mixed herbs alongside them, basil, thyme, oregano, covers everything a kitchen needs for the whole season. And if you have any gaps between heavier crops, radishes fill them in 25 days flat. Every crop on this list has the same thing in common. It produces fast, it fits a container, and it gives you something to harvest every time you walk out there. Maintenance is where container gardens earn their reputation for being difficult, and where that reputation is mostly wrong. Containers dry out faster than ground beds in midsummer heat. That part is true. A tote in full sun may need water every day or two, but the solution isn't complicated. It's a simple check that takes less time than unlocking your phone. Push your finger 2 inches into the soil. Dry at 2 inches, water until it drains from the bottom. Still moist? Leave it. 4 totes, 40 seconds, and you're done. That's the whole watering protocol. Feeding is the one thing people skip, and it's the reason most container gardens quietly fall apart in August. Container soil doesn't have the biological activity of a living ground bed. It doesn't replenish itself the way in-ground soil does. Every time you water, you're slowly pulling nutrients out through the drainage holes. A balanced liquid fertilizer every 2 to 3 weeks puts them back. It costs almost nothing, and it's the difference between a tote that produces all season and one that runs out of gas by midsummer without any obvious explanation. Water when dry, feed every few weeks. The system does the rest. Here's what this actually looks like by midsummer. 4 plastic totes, $16 to $19 each. Total investment somewhere between $65 and $75. And if you want to save even more money, look on Facebook Marketplace for used storage totes. I've seen them for as low as $2 a piece in an almost perfect condition. 1 tote of determinate tomatoes, 1 of bush beans, 1 of cut-and-come-again greens, 1 of peppers and herbs. By July, your plastic tote garden is producing food every single week. Salads from the greens tote, beans twice a week at peak production, tomatoes through August and into September, peppers carrying into fall. Most people spend that much on groceries in a week. This system pays for itself inside 1 growing season, and then it's essentially free. The totes last 5 to 7 years. The soil gets a fresh layer of compost each spring for a few dollars. The seeds are the cheapest input in the whole thing. This is not a compromised version of a real garden. It is a real garden, in a form that almost anyone can build, in almost any space, without the cost that stops most people before they start. If you already have ground beds and you're thinking about adding totes to expand your production, that's exactly how this scales. Each tote is independent. You add one when you're ready. You don't need to plan the whole system up front. If you're starting from scratch with no ground at all, a balcony, a patio, a driveway, this is your starting point, not a temporary fix until you can afford something better. This is something better. Get the drainage right, fill it properly, choose crops that fit, water and feed on schedule. That's the whole system. Everything else is just doing it. If you enjoyed the video, YouTube thinks you should watch this video mine next. I'll see you over there.